Okay, so today we're going to be making the Virus Shawl, and I have these mandolin ombres, and there are 344 yards here, and this color is Cool Frid, and I'm going to be using 3 of these. We'll need scissors. We'll need a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I'm making tassels, and I always choose to use a book of the size of the tassels that I want to make, because it's nice and sturdy, so I can wrap around a whole bunch of them. So I like to use a book or something nice and hard of the size of the tassels that I want to make. So I'm going to move this stuff out the way, and we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to begin with a chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So once we have our chain of 10, the first chain that we placed on our chain, we want to go in there and slip stitch. And now we have a complete circle. I'm going to hold my yarn down here so we can work over that as we go. But I'm going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Now when we chain 3 in this project, this stands as a double crochet. Okay, every time we chain 3, that chain 3 is going to stand as a double crochet. Now we have to place 20 double crochets inside the circle, but seeing as though we already have one here with our chain 3, we're placing 19 double crochets inside the circle. So we're just going to yarn over, go in, and make our double crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, and one more. So that is our first row, 20 double crochets. So for row 2, we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work. Remember, every chain of 3 stands as a double crochet, so that stands for that first stitch right here. Every other double crochet, the rest of the 19 of them, will get a double crochet. So at the end of this row, we will have 20 double crochets. And this is 19. Now, this one right here, the 20th one, is going to go into the chain 3 that we began our last row with. So we're going to yarn over and go to through the top of that chain 3 to make our double crochet. For our third row, we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn our work. Now for this row, we'll be making 20 double crochets, but in between of them we will be chaining 1. So the chain 3 stands for our double crochet, and the 4th chain is going to stand for the chain 1 space. So we already have the first one completed, so we're going to go to our next stitch, make our double crochet, and chain 1. Our next double crochet, going to make that, and chain 1. Next one, double crochet, and chain 1. Double crochet, and chain 1. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Chain 1. And for our last one in that row, it's going to be go into the chain 3 from the previous row. So I'm going to yarn over and go through the top of the chain 3. And we will not be putting the chain 1 because that is the end of that row. So throughout this project, we will be making little humps like this all throughout, and they will always be the same: a row of double crochets, another row of double crochets, and to end off, double crochets with the chain 1 in between them. Now our next row is row 4, and this is where our continuing pattern will begin, even though it will grow from what we do on the next row. So we're going to begin that row with a chain of 10. Now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to turn our work. Now 7 out of this chain goes along with our pattern. We'll be making chains of 7 throughout our pattern. And the chain of 3 represents a double crochet. You will understand that more clearer when we get to our last stitch, where we're going to duplicate that but in a different form. So this is the first chain 1 space. We're going to go through the second chain 1 space, skipping 1, and put it a single crochet. Now we will chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip 1, and into the next one we're going to put chain 1. A single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, and in the next one, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, and in the next one, put a single crochet. So we have 3, 1, 2, 3 areas with chain 4. Okay. And now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to skip 1, and into the next one we're going to put, and in the next one we're going to put a single crochet. Now hope you can see it. We have our chain 7, which with an additional double crochet for the chain 3. We have 1, 2, 3 chain 4 areas, and we have a chain 7 area. We are at the top of our work, so this is our center point, and now we have to work back down. All we'll be doing is duplicating what we have here because it's a mirror image. Okay, so we're going to start with another chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skipping 1 in the next one, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip 1, and in the next one, single crochet. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip 1, and in the next one we're going to put a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skipping 1, and then the next one we're going to put single crochet. And now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to yarn over and into the top of the chain 3 from the previous row, we're going to place a double crochet. Now, as I said with the end, when we begin with a chain of 10, which represents the chain of 7 and a double crochet. So for row 5, we're going to 1, 2, 3, chain up 3, which stands for our double crochet, and turn our work. In all chain 7 spaces from here to the end of the project, we will be placing 10 double crochet in a chain 7 area. Now, because we already had our chain of 3, that's 1, so we just have to place 9 more double crochets into this area. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now our chain 4 areas, we have 3 of them. We're going to go in the first one and place a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 4. We're going to go into the next one and place a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 4 again. And then the last one, we'll place a single crochet. And we see how we went from 3 chain 4 areas to just 2 chain 4 areas. Into our chain 7, we place 10 double crochet. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Because this is the top of our work, this area right here is a chain 7 area, and we'll place 10 double crochet there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the very top of your work as it grows will always look like this at the very top. Okay. Now we're going to mirror this side and do the same thing going down. Our chain 4 areas, we're going to single crochet into the first one, chain 4. We're then going to single crochet into the second one, chain 4, single crochet into the third one, and again those 3 chain 4 areas became 2. And here in our chain 7, we're going to make our 10 double crochet. Eight and 9 Now for my 10th double crochet, I'm going to count up 1, 2, and 3 in my chains right here. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to place my last one right there in the third chain. Okay, now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn my work. Now with these double crochet areas, we will always treat them just how we treated this area when we first started. Double crochet in the next one, and then when we go back around again, we'll be doing the chain 1 in the double crochets. Okay, so this row is going to be double crochets. So we already have our chain 3 to stand for the first one, so we'll go into the second one and we'll place a double crochet in each one of our double crochets, and we'll end up with 10 of them. Okay, now we have our chain 4 areas, and we have 2 of them. So we'll go into the first one and make our single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go into our next one and put a single crochet. We've gone from 2 to just 1 chain 4 area. All our double crochet areas get a double crochet. Now on the top of our work, we basically had two 7 chain areas turned into 10 double crochets and 10 double crochets. So when we get to this row right here, we're just going to keep going over the double crochets, so that it's kind of going to seamlessly seam as if it's 20 all the way across, because it will be. So we'll just jump from this 10 right into this 10. It's kind of merging them together. So now on the very top, we'll have 20 double crochets going all the way across. Okay. And now we're back to our chain 4 areas, and we're going to go inside the chain 4 area and place our single crochet, chain 4, and then go into the next one and place our single crochet. And that area has went from 2 chain 4 areas to now just 1. And we'll go into all our double crochets. So we'll do our 10 double crochets here. Always remembering the last one is a chain 3. So we'll just go through the top of that chain 3. Make our last double crochet. Okay, so this is our 7th row. Okay, and we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn our work. 3 in the chain being our double crochet. The 4th one being our chain 1. So we're skipping the first stitch and the second one. We're going to go in and make our double crochet and chain 1. We're going to go in our next space, make our double crochet and chain 1. Next space, double crochet and chain 1. until we've completed all 10 of our double crochets. We will go in and chain 1. Now the beautiful thing about this row is we only will be doing double crochets and chaining 1. This is my 10th one right here. And we stop with the chain 1. We do not chain 1 after our last double crochet for this hump. Now our chain 4 area where we now just have 1, we will skip over this area on this row only. We have now decreased it. We started out with 3 of them. We went to 2. Now we have 1. And now we're going to go from this double crochet right into our first double crochet on our next hump. So jump right over, go right into your double crochet, chain 1, and because we're at the top, we have to go all the way over all 20, chaining 1 in between our work. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. And we'll just keep going all the way over this hump and back down. Okay, chain 1, then my last double crochet here. I'm back to my chain 4 area, and again there's only one chain 4 area, and we will be skipping over that. We'll go directly from this double crochet to the first one over here in the last hump here. Do not mistake these single crochets right here and right here, holding down our chain 4 area. Do not mistake them for double crochets, okay, because they look like it right here similar. So make sure you're not going in that single crochet, but you're going in that double crochet. And chain 1, and we'll go over the last 10 here. And put our chain 1s in between our double crochets. And our last one, of course, is going to go into chain 3. So we're going to go through the top of that chain 3, make our double crochet, and there. Okay, our 7th row is completed. Now what we have is a completed section for this piece. So we start with the foundation chain where we made all the little hoops going all around on row 4. Row 5, we establish our double crochets in our chain 4. On row 6, we went back over our double crochets and decreased our chain 4 areas. And on row 7, we did our double crochets chain 1, and we jumped all the way over our chain 4 area and left that alone. This is going to be the repeat for the rest of this pattern. We just will have more and more sections, and it will grow. So I want to do one whole more section with you so you can see how it grows, but it always keeps the same structure of chain 7, 3 chain 4 areas, chain 7, 3 chain 4 areas, chain 7. Now of course when we get to the top, we'll be chaining 7. We will see that we're at the top, and we'll know chain 7 again. Okay, that was the only time 2 chain 7s go in a row. Everything else repeats itself. So row 4, 5, 6, and 7 are your repeat rows, but I want to do one more section where we're going to do all 4 rows together, a little bit swifter, but all 4 together, so we can see how the jump and the increase happens and how we place our stitches along. Okay, so again, starting with what I like to call the foundation row, again, where we make all our loops and stuff, we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to turn our work. Remember, on here, we're skipping every other chain 1 space. We're going to skip the first one and into the second one. We're going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to start our chain 4s. Skip 1 and it'll go into the next one. Again, chain 4. We're going to skip 1 space and go into the next one. And single crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4. It's our last one. We'll skip 1 and we'll go into our next stitch. We have our chain 4 areas, 3. Now we are going to do a chain 7. Okay, so after 3 chain 4s, as this grows, you'll always do a chain 7. Now you'll see that your chain 3s will get you through one hump, but your next chain 7s will always join one hump to another. Okay, and just as you see on this hump, we stopped here. We still have a chain 1 space here. We're going to skip this chain 1 space because remember, everything mirrors itself. So we're going to skip this chain 1 space too, and we're going to place our chain 7. When we're done, we're going to put it right here with a single crochet. So we stop here, leaving 1 chain 1 space. So we're not going to go in this chain 1 space, we're going to go here. Okay, let's see how that unfolds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to leap all the way over to the second chain 1 space here. And that's how that should look. And 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're back on our chain 4s, right? Skip 1, we'll go to the next one. Chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna skip 1 and go to the next one. Single crochet. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Last chain 4. Skip this one and go to the next. And after our chain 4s come our chain 7. And as you can see, our chain 7 is going to put us at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're going to skip 1 space and go into the next space. But because we're at the point right at our top, we're going to do a chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 1 and into the next stitch. Single crochet. Now we're going to do our chain 4 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1 and go into the next. Single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1 and go into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 1 and go into the next. Now we are back at a chain 7 row. So we're chain 7 spot. So we're going to chain 7, and just like before, as you see, we have ended here. We still have one more chain 1 space on this hump, and we will not go into the first. Chain 1 space on the next hump. We will go into the second because we're mirroring each other, mirroring everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're going to skip over the last one there, jump all the way over, skip the first one on that hump, and go into the second with our chain 7. And now we have 3 more chain 4 areas to make. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip one and go into the next. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip one and go into the next. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip this one and go into the next. Next one. And then we have 1 chain space here. We're going to chain up 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yarn over and into the top of the chain 3. Now remember, this stands as a chain 4 because it had the chain in between it. So make sure you're going through the third one. 1, 2, and 3. And make your double crochet. Now what comes next is our chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work, and we will be placing in our chain 7 areas 10 double crochet. This one being the first one, so we'll do 9, 9, and 10. Chain 4 areas, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet into the next one, chain 4, single crochet into the last chain 4 space, and then we went from 3 to 2, and now chain 7 area, so that gets 10 double crochets. 9 and 10. So we are going right back into a chain 4 section. So we'll single crochet into the first one, chain 4, single crochet into the second one, chain 4, single crochet into the last one. And now we are at the top of our work where we have 2 chain 7 areas. So we'll place 10 double crochet in one and 10 double crochet in the other. Now remember, when we go from here, we're going to jump right into the next chain 7 area and start making our double crochets. And 10. So that's all joined together. We are going back down, and we're at a chain 4 area. So we're going to single crochet, chain 4, single crochet in the second one, chain 4, single crochet in the last one, shrinking it from 3 to 2. We're at a chain 7 area, so we'll be putting 10 double crochet there. Okay, so I'm finished with that area. 10 double crochets back here at a chain 4. So we're going to single crochet in the chain 4, chain 4, single crochet in the chain 4, and chain 4, and single crochet in our last chain 4 area. In our last chain 7 area, we will be placing 10 double crochets. Well, we'll place 9 double crochets inside, and that last one we will put into the third chain. Okay, that's 9. And the last one we will count 1, 2, and 3, and we will put that one there. And so for our next row, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, turn our work. Now for this row, remember this is where we go and we just place double crochets over top of our double crochets we already have. So we should wind up with 10 double crochets over the 10 double crochets from the previous row. And we will shrink our chain 4 area from 2 chain 4 areas, well, 2 chain 4 sections to 1. Okay, so here we have 2. We're going to go on 1 and make the single crochet, chain 4, and then go into the next and make our single crochet, and now we just have 1. I'm going to do that all the way throughout. I believe once you get past the foundation row, you know where to put all of your chain 4 and chain 7 areas. I believe everything else is once you see the double crochets, it's going in the double crochets, and you're just going to keep decreasing your chain 4 area. Now I went from 2 to 1 double crochets, so we're just going to go inside each double crochet with another double crochet. And because we are at the top of our work right here, will look like we have 20 double crochets going all the way across the top. Okay, so we've gone all over our hump at the top, and now we're going to make our chain 4 area even smaller. Single crochet into the first chain 4 space, chain 4, and single crochet into the next, and then right back into our double crochets. And we're going to shrink our last chain 4 space, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet into the next one. Yep, 1. And now our last double crochet area. And I'm last double crochet going in the top of the chain 3. And our last row in this section is going to be chain 4. Turn our work. Chain 4 representing the double crochet in the chain 1 area. And now we will go over our little hump areas where our double crochets are, and we will just be putting double crochets with a chain 1 in between, jumping over the chain 4 area. We're done with that, so we'll go from double crochets, chain 1, double crochets, chain 1, all 20 on top, double crochet, chain 1, jumping over that, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet, chain 1. So remember, this last section we skip all the way over our chain 4 areas. and do our double crochets, chain 1. Remember not to chain 1 after you finish with the last double crochet in this section, and we're going to jump right over and go right into the double crochet in the next section, jumping right over that chain 4 area. Okay, now I'm going to go all the way around, just going and making my double crochets, chain 1. Remember to not chain 1 once you get to the last double crochet and that on that bump. You'll pick that back up once you come over here, double crochet, and then chain 1 and keep going. Okay, so I am at the last double crochet. And here we go. And this is what I refer to as sections. So once we finish that chain, double crochet, chain 1 row, that is the end of a section. Okay, so we have 1 where we first started, 2, you can tell by the little bubbles on there, and 3. Okay, so you can go out as long as you want. You're going to keep going, and of course as you start and you go around, we'll always have a new 7 on the edge, which is going to give us our 10 double crochets on here, and our chain 4 areas work up over the hump. And then as you see from the previous row, our chain 7 areas, after our chain 4, our chain 7 areas create the gap and bridge us from one lump to the next. Okay, so it's like chain 4s, and then the 7 will bridge us from this one to this one. And when we get to the top, don't forget you're going to do 1 chain 7 and another chain 7. That's how we have the 2 little eyes holes in the center. Okay, so I'm confident you can follow row 4, 5, 6, and 7 to accomplish anything you need to at this point to go on up. It's only going to grow. You're only going to have more lumps, and they're all going to function in the same exact way as we've established on these rows here. Okay. Okay, so this is how my finished one looks, and you can see the colors changing on their own. I didn't manipulate the colors at all. I just let them do whatever they wanted to do, and I completed 12 of these sections. Okay, so I did each section 12 times. So what I want to show you now is, this is so pretty. I love these colors. What I want to show you is tassels. Okay, so does this piece look great without tassels? It surely does, but I wanted to give it an extra little and we're gonna put tassels on it. So I only used 2 and not even a half. Okay, because this is what's left. I started with 3. I had used 2 and not even a half to achieve this size right here with the 12 rows. And I figure I use the rest of it for my tassels. Now you can put as many tassels on as you want. You can make it as wide as you want, but let's learn how to make them. So first, again, I'm using a book. You could use whatever you want. It's kind of solid, so it of the size that you want. This little reindeer book is going to give me the size tassel I want. I want tassel, okay? So once I find what I'm going to use, I'm going to put my yarn on the book like this, holding it down with my thumb. And I'm just going to take the yarn, and it's still attached, and I'm just going to continue to wrap around. Let's put this on this side, and I'm just going to wrap it around. Now, by doing this, I can make a whole lot of them in one time, but I'm just going to make a good amount so I can show you. So I'm going to need a lot of tassels, but I'm just going to put a few, and then I'm going to stop, right, and let go of that. I'm going to cut it. And now I'm going to cut all of my tassels. I'm grabbing all of them, and I want to cut them like that. Now I have even tassels. That's it. Now I'm going to take a few of these. I'm just going to take 2. And I'm going to start here in the middle of mine. And you want to take the 2 tassels, which once folded over will give you 4. Now I'm going to take, and I'm going to go through wherever I want my tassel to be. I'm going to go through the top of my double crochets. Now I can go in between the double crochets, in between the spaces where the chain one is, but I'm choosing to go inside the top of the double crochets, grab my tassel, pull them through where I want them to go. Then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to pull them all the way through. I'm going to use my hook to grab all of them and pull them through the hole I have just created. And that's it. And then I'm just going to pull it down really tight. And that's it. My tassel is on. And I'm going to go about wherever I feel as though I want to, adding my yarn, adding my hook wherever I want my tassels to go. And I'm just going to grab my tassels. Again, place them together. Place them together, fold them in half, slip them on your hook, pull them through, grab your yarn, and pull them all the way through. And then pull them down tight. And that's it. You could put on as many as you would like, as long as you would like, as short as you would like, however you want. And that's it. So I'm going to put all my tassels in here, and let's have another look at it. Again, as always, thank you for coming to the corner. I appreciate you. I've been making so many of these Virus shawls, and I wanted to sit in with you guys and make one too. So thank you for joining me, creating with me. And as always, I'll see you next time on Age's Cozy Crochet Corner.